Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at another pretty big, wide selling Apple, accessory, which is the Magic Mouse 2. Now, personally, I've owned several different Magic Mouses, the original one and a few of these two second generation models, and I definitely do like these mouses, but I am so much more in line with the Magic Trackpad, and I've been talking about that for so many years now. I love the Magic Trackpads. I use them every single time. The Magic Trackpad 2 is like my favorite accessory that I own for my, Mac products, but the Magic Mouse 2, I think, still has a place in Apple's ecosystem, and I'm so curious to see what they are eventually going to do with the Magic Mouse 3. In my opinion, the fact that they made a Magic Mouse like this that still has the lightning port at the bottom and they haven't even done anything to change it is actually pretty insane to me. There's been so many other manufacturers who've been able to make mouses even way cheaper than this thing that has the charging port at the front. So it really doesn't make too much sense. And even if you found a way to go ahead and plug this charging port at the bottom and still kind of use your mouse, it kind of just shuts down the light accessory at the bottom, so you can't even use it at all. So very, very strange, but totally understandable. Now, the Magic Mouse 2 came out about 6 years ago, back in 2015, and this is one of those products that doesn't really need to be refreshed every single year. I think a Magic Mouse is great because you can pick it up and it'll pretty much last forever until it breaks, just like something like a Magic Trackpad. Even the Magic Trackpad, original one, if you don't mind changing out the batteries, that thing can theoretically last forever until it's not supported with, software anymore. And this Magic Mouse 2, although the charging port is at the bottom, it's a really good mouse still, and it's going to last for a very long time. Now up top, you have, a glass feeling to it, so it's completely glass and it feels really good. You have the Apple logo at the center, and this is a multi-touch, surface. So what you can do here is you can do things like with different gestures, and I think it's a great design. I've talked about this quite a lot, and having a mouse like this with this type of feeling and this type of capability is actually really cool because you can customize a lot of those, different things up top. Now, I will tell you, it's probably a better situation if you want to get a Magic Trackpad because it feels a lot better, but still, there's a lot of people who like mouses, and this is definitely one of those mouses that you can kind of customize a little bit here and there within Apple settings, and it is kind of a nice touch. Now, it does have a good heft to it, and it doesn't feel cheap. I've owned a lot of mouses that feel really cheap. This one does not give me that vibe, but I will say it does feel a little bit different when you go ahead and kind of use it for long periods of time. It doesn't feel like the most comfortable mouse. I've owned a few other mouses that feel much better in the hand, and they feel a little bit more, I guess ergonomic is the word. And this one still feels good, but because I'm just so used to the Magic Trackpad and not having to scroll and move my mouse around all the time, this is, I guess, going to be very similar of an experience you're going to be getting on most other mouses, but it's just the feeling may be a little bit different. Now, we do have the lightning port at the bottom, so no, removable batteries. They're all built into the mouse itself. And again, this is probably the biggest, area of this device that a lot of people don't like, but I will tell you, I don't really charge my mouse that much. I do use my Magic Mouse 2 quite a bit for my other PC that I own. So, I don't use it on my main device, but I use it on my secondary device. And whenever I use it, I probably use it maybe like a little bit here and there every day. But these mouses typically last me over a month. So I'm not using it, for 30 hours straight and then just letting it sit there and then using it heavily. But if I were to use it every single day, for normal usage, I'm sure I would not be charging this thing more than probably a month. I know with my Magic Trackpad, I charge it probably once every month and a half or 2 months. And this Magic Mouse, I would say at the very least about 3 weeks if you're using it every single day. So I've had a really good experience with battery life on these things. And that's pretty much the main things you kind of look at when looking at a Magic Mouse like this. Personally, I think a Magic Mouse 2 is still a really good machine, mostly because it comes in the box of a lot of other products that you buy from Apple. So if you buy an M1 iMac or any other iMac that they're still selling even in the refurbished market, you actually end up getting this Magic Mouse built straight into the box, and it's still one of the few accessories that Apple sells for their Macs that, are input devices. There's the Magic Keyboards, there's the Magic Trackpads, there's the Apple Pencils too for the iPads, and then we have the Magic Mouses. And because this is an Apple product, it works fluidly with all my products. One thing I always love about these Magic Mouses, the Magic Trackpads, and Magic Keyboards is that I can literally just go from one device to the other, and it just is so crazy that it just kind of knows and it just connects so seamlessly. So if I'm on my, iMac, for example, I can just plug it in, via lightning port, plug it out, and it's connected. If I want to go ahead and switch it over to my MacBook, I can just plug it into my MacBook, unplug it, and it's there. I don't have to go ahead and reconnect it to the settings and hold down buttons and do all sorts of other stuff. It just connects. And there's a lot of other mouses that do this kind of stuff too, but I like it because with Apple products, they just work seamlessly with each other. And you can always connect this to an iPad or even an iPhone, I believe, and you can always use it that way too, which is really cool. Now, the only reason I probably would recommend avoiding something like this specific Magic Mouse may be due to possibly the next generation of the Magic Mouse is coming out sooner than later. There was a little bit of a refresh in 2021, but it wasn't that big of a refresh for Apple to go ahead and, pretty much call it the Magic Mouse 3. So I do think that next generation of the Magic, mouse is probably going to be bringing that, lightning port at the front. But if that 2021 revision was actually the, change that Apple was trying to do or whatever, then it's probably going to be many, many years until we see, the lightning port going away. And I do think there probably will be some sort of like MagSafe accessory at some point. Apple's going to do away with the lightning port. They're not probably going to bring USB-C in this thing. And it's probably just going to be some sort of wireless charging pad you drop this Magic Mouse on. And then that's pretty much it. So it'll like charge from the MagSafe charger that you have with your iPhone or some sort of wireless charging activity. So I will definitely tell you I'm excited about the next generation of Magic Mouses, but this Magic Mouse 2 I think is still completely worth it in 2022, and I still think it's a really good, mouse to buy. Would it be the first mouse I would recommend buying? I will tell you it really depends on the product that you're getting. If you own an iPad, right, and if you own, a Magic Keyboard, if you own whatever other accessory, having something like a Magic Mouse in your book bag and just kind of moving on that direction, I don't think it's a bad choice. I think it's actually a really smart thing somebody can do. But the only reason I would recommend not buying a Magic Mouse is if you just are so uncomfortable of plugging something at the bottom, and if you plan on using your Magic Mouse a bunch where the battery is going to be dying all the time. If you are completely dependent on something like a Magic Mouse, you could see yourself or find yourself having to either switch to a different Magic Mouse or switch to a different mouse temporarily, or move on to maybe like using a different Magic Mouse, or move on to using a laptop or whatever the case is temporarily while your Magic Mouse is charging, because you cannot use this thing while charging it. So that is a really big disadvantage for this type of mouse, and I'm still surprised Apple hasn't done anything to fix it, or they haven't given us the ability of doing another revision of this thing so then the Magic port, the lightning port is at the front or something. I still don't understand why Apple has not gone down that direction, but I will tell you with the Magic Mouse 2, there's a lot of pros, there's few cons, but if you are immersed in the Apple ecosystem, meaning you have an iMac or an iPad, or you have both, or you even have something like another, device, a Magic Mouse, I think, is a really cool addition to your whole entire ecosystem. I think it's nice, it works very well, and because Apple's, software is built around these type of accessories, it just kind of makes sense to own it if you actually own some sort of, accessory, if you actually own an Apple product. So I will tell you, if you want to pick up these Magic Mouses, the links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.